empty bench said we could stay a while. The afternoon was almost gone, but neither of us smiled to leave. A paper cup between our hands, a jacket on the chair. The breeze kept turning little pages of the book you didn't finish. Someone passed without a hurry, someone called a friend. Everything kept moving slowly, like the day refused to end. Don't say anything, this feels right. Let's stay here one more while before the streetlights came on. We forgot about the time. Nothing special had to happen for everything to feel alive. Before the streetlights came on, you looked over with a smile. Some memories are made so quietly, they stay with us for life. Before the streetlights came on, the world felt small and kind, like it had been waiting for this afternoon to arrive. The music from the little cafe barely reached the door. Still it wrapped around the silence like we'd heard it all before. You folded up the map without deciding where to go. Funny how the best directions never really need a road. Golden light across the windows slowly turned to blue. I don't think I'll ever see another evening just like you. Take your time, no one's gone. Stay with me just because one day we'll forget the names of little streets, but not the way this evening felt. Before the streetlights came on, everything was clear. The smallest conversations still echo in my ears. Before the streetlights came on, nothing had to shine. The ordinary moments became the ones that stayed behind. Before the streetlights came on, if we meet again, let's arrive before the sunset and lose the time again. Before the streetlights came on, it already felt like home. Walking through Grindelwald, morning painted on the streets. Wooden houses, flower windows, every corner feels complete. Mountain air is cool and gentle, sunlight dances through the trees. Every little step reminds me life can move this peacefully. Fresh bread from the little bakery, coffee waiting by the square. Somehow every simple moment feels lighter in the mountain air. Take it slow, breathe it in. Every road feels like home. Walking through Grindelwald, everything feels new. Every little street is telling stories without words to use. Walking through Grindelwald, blue above the trees. Maybe happiness is simply walking with the breeze. Church bells echo through the valley, children laugh along the way. Tiny cafes slowly filling with another perfect day. Snowy peaks beyond the rooftops, clouds drifting overhead. Every photograph I wanted lives inside my head. Fresh wildflowers line the pathway, colors shining in the sun. Every journey has a moment when you know you found the one. One more smile, one more view. Hold this day just a little longer. If tomorrow feels too busy, circles on the table while the sunlight filled the room. Neither one of us was trying to escape the afternoon. Someone laughed across the cafe. Bicycle rolled by. The world kept moving quietly without asking why. You looked up for just a second, then smiled without a plan. Funny how the smallest moments stay the longest in the end. No big plans, no goodbyes, just this little piece of time. Nothing needed to happen, nothing needed to change. Some of the best memories never ask our names. Nothing needed to happen, still we stayed a while, turning ordinary moments into something wild. Nothing needed to happen, maybe that's the way the happiest stories find us anyway. Coffee rings upon the notebook, late afternoon turning gold. You were telling me a story I'd probably never told. Every passing little shadow felt softer than before, like the day was gently asking if we needed anything more. The music never changed, neither did the view. Still, somehow everything felt completely new. Take it slow, don't rush home, let's stay here a little more. Years from now I won't remember every word we said, only how the afternoon felt so light instead. Nothing needed to happen, still we found a day. Sometimes all a heart remembers is the simple way. Nothing needed to happen, nothing had to shine, yet somehow this quiet afternoon will always stay in mind. Nothing needed to happen, that's enough for me. Nothing needed to happen, and somehow everything did. The sun was almost leaving, but the room was full of light. You looked out through the window like you wanted one more night. No one said we had to hurry, no one reached to pack their things. We just watched the shadows dancing, slowly settling in. The music kept on playing, soft enough to disappear. Funny how the quiet moments are the ones we always hear. A little smile between us, a silence we both knew. Some memories begin before we notice they do. Stay a little, don't let go. Evening knows what we don't. The light stayed a little longer, so did you. Every little ordinary moment felt completely new. The light stayed a little longer, nothing else was planned. Sometimes all we really need is not to understand. The light stayed a little longer, golden, calm and slow. Some memories don't ask permission before they start to grow. Your coffee sat beside mine, neither one was warm, still we never thought about it. Conversation carried on. Outside someone closed a doorway. A bicycle rolled by. The evening kept unfolding without asking why. We laughed about tomorrow, then forgot what we had said. Watching little pieces of the daylight slowly fade. Maybe that's the secret hidden in the ordinary. Holding on to nothing yet remembering everything. One more minute, one more smile. Let's stay a little while. If this day becomes a memory, let it stay simple, quiet, true, like the last light on your face. The light stayed a little longer, long enough to see how the smallest kind of happiness finds its way to me. The light stayed a little longer, for the stars appeared. I'll carry this quiet evening anywhere from here. The light stayed a little longer, and somehow so did we. Maybe that's the kind of story worth remembering. The light stayed a little longer until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. You looked up before you spoke, watching sunlight cross the lake. I was holding two warm coffees, trying not to break the day. Little ripples kept on moving, like they knew where they belonged. We stayed quiet for a moment that somehow didn't feel too long. The mountains wore the afternoon like they'd never leave the sky. I almost reached to take a picture, then decided just to smile. The breeze slipped through the pine trees, brushing softly past your hair. Funny how the smallest moments can become the ones we share. Stay here one more minute, let the silence say enough. Blue between the mountains, you beside the lake. Every little second felt too beautiful to waste. Blue between the mountains, nothing else to prove. Somewhere in this quiet life is slowly coming into view. Blue between the mountains, hold this afternoon. Maybe we'll remember how the sky looked just like you. A little boat was drifting slowly, far beyond the wooden pier. Someone laughed across the water, then it disappeared. The wind turned one page of your notebook, you just let it fly. Maybe not every question needs another reply. The sun began to soften, the shadows stretched below. Funny how the smallest moments stay the longest when we go. You smiled without a reason, I smiled right back at you. Some memories don't need words to make them feel brand new. Take this with you always, even after we leave. If we ever lose this feeling somewhere in another town, we'll find it in the memory of this quiet afternoon, where the mountains met the sky and time slowed down. Blue between the mountains, still inside my mind. Every gentle reflection frozen there in time. Blue between the mountains, when tomorrow starts, I'll carry You looked outside the window like you didn't want to leave. The afternoon was fading slowly through the trees. Neither one of us was talking, there was nothing left to say. Still somehow it felt too early to walk away. A little song was playing somewhere in the room, quiet enough to notice the sunlight changing hue. I smiled when you caught me looking back at you. Funny how the smallest moments always feel the truest. Don't look at the time, stay here just a while. 5 more minutes, that's all. I wanted one more quiet conversation before the daylight faded. 5 more minutes, nothing more to prove. Some days become forever just because of you. 5 more minutes before we say goodbye. Let's leave the world outside a little longer tonight. The coffee had gone colder, neither cup was touched. We were busy finding comfort in saying almost nothing. Outside people hurried home like they always do, but somehow we had found a different point of view. Golden light across the table softly disappeared, leaving only little shadows and everything we shared. Maybe perfect moments never ask to stay. Maybe that's the reason we remember them this way. Slow your heart, close your eyes, don't let this end yet. Years from now I won't remember every word we said. I'll remember how peaceful the silence felt between us. 5 more minutes before the evening starts. I'll keep this little memory folded in my heart. 5 more minutes, nothing had to change. The best days always find us in the simplest ways. 5 more minutes, if tomorrow comes, let's meet right here again before the morning runs. 5 more minutes, that's all we ever needed. Wildflowers after the rain, shining brighter than before. Tiny colors wake together, covering the meadow floor. Drops of water catch the sunlight like they're dancing in the air. I don't need a perfect reason just to stay a little there. Mountain winds are softly calling, clouds are slowly drifting by. Every step feels just a little closer to an open sky. Take your time, look around. Every little moment feels alive. Wildflowers after the rain, everything feels new. Every color tells a story painted just for you. Wildflowers after the rain, nothing left to chase. Maybe all the best adventures move at their own pace. Every trail becomes much brighter after brighter afternoon. Maybe every ending makes another season blue. Wildflowers after the rain, every heart can grow. Even after cloudy mornings, golden days will show. Wildflowers after the rain, I'll remember you like the colors of the mountains, fresh with every view. I'll walk this road again. We missed the little morning train, but neither one of us complained. You looked around and simply said, maybe this is better anyway. The streets were quiet after rain. The windows caught the afternoon. Every step felt lighter than before, like we had nowhere else to be. I wasn't watching all the time, you weren't trying to make a plan. Somehow everything we needed found us where we chose to stand. Slow it down, take my hand, nothing's waiting, let's stay here. The day we didn't hurry turned into our favorite one. Every little detour led us somewhere warm. The day we didn't hurry, nothing had to change. Some of life's best moments never come arranged. The day we didn't hurry stayed with me somehow. I still hear your laughter every time I slow down. A little bakery on the corner, music drifting through the door. You smiled before you looked at me like you'd been here once before. Golden light across the pavement, coffee warming up our hands. Funny how the smallest stories never really end. The evening found us walking home without saying very much. Some silences are beautiful when they already say enough. One last glance behind us before the daylight slipped away. Funny how an ordinary afternoon still feels close today. One more street, one more smile. Let's forget about the time. Years may pass, the names may fade, but I still remember how the world felt walking next to you. Without a destination, without a reason, just because. The day we didn't hurry, everything felt right. Every ordinary moment caught a little light. The day we didn't hurry still feels close today. Maybe that's what memories do, they never fade away. The day we didn't hurry, if tomorrow calls, let's get lost again before the daylight falls. The day we didn't hurry, we'll always find the places that remind us to leave the clock behind. The day we didn't hurry, maybe that's how happiness begins. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, morning sparkles on the waves. Every color feels brighter than the memories I gave. Little boats are drifting slowly, leaving silver lines behind. The mountains stand so quietly, they've always known the time. A tiny cafe by the shoreline, fresh flowers on every chair. The breeze carries roasted coffee through the cool and crystal air. Someone smiles across the terrace with a postcard in their hand. Every face is softly glowing, like they finally understand. No destination, no perfect plan, just another beautiful morning, exactly as it is. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, where the water meets the sky. Every little wave reminds me life is passing gently by. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, every heartbeat slows, like the mountains whisper softly, only what the morning knows. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, holding moments still. Every quiet conversation feels like time stood still. A white boat crosses through the sunlight, cutting diamonds on the lake. Children laugh beside the pier, while little birds awake. The train rolls slowly around the hillside, vanishing between the trees, leaving only distant echoes, floating gently with the breeze. I close my notebook for a moment, there's nothing left to write. Some places tell their stories without a single line. The sunlight dances on the water, changing every shade of blue, like the lake is quietly painting a brand new world to walk into. Take a deep breath, stay a little longer. Some mornings should never end. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, where the water meets the sky. Every little wave reminds me life is passing gently by. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, every heartbeat slows, like the mountains whisper softly, only what the morning knows. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, every smile is true. Sometimes all we really need is a different point of view. Maybe happiness is waiting in places we've never seen. Maybe peace has always sounded like water touching stone. One warm cup, one quiet lake, one beautiful beginning can change the way a whole day feels. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, morning painted turquoise blue. Every gentle little moment feels completely new. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, holding all this light, like a photograph I'll treasure long beyond tonight. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, when I close my eyes, I'll still hear the waves reflecting under open skies. The boats keep sailing, the lake keeps shining, the mountains stay exactly where they've always been. Coffee beside Lake Brienz, I'll find my way back here someday. Yeah. You reach for your camera, then slowly put it down. You said some views are better when they're only ours. The breeze moved through the hillside without a single sound. Funny how a quiet moment can turn the whole day around. A page paper cup between our hands, growing colder in the sun. Neither of us seemed to mind. We weren't waiting on anyone. The clouds kept drifting slowly, like they had nowhere to be. For the first time in forever, life felt wonderfully free. Don't say anything, this is enough. Let the silence do the talking. The view we didn't photograph still lives inside my mind, better than 1,000 pictures frozen there in time. The view we didn't photograph stayed with us somehow. Maybe that's the kind of memory that matters most somehow. The view we didn't photograph didn't need a frame. Some things only grow more beautiful when they stay unnamed. Someone closed the little cafe. Chairs were stacked outside, golden light across the windows. Stayed a little while. You laughed about the train we missed. I laughed right back with you. Funny how the wrong direction led us somewhere new. Every road looked softer, every shadow warm. Nothing really happened, still it felt like more. The evening air grew cooler as the daylight slipped away. Neither one of us was ready for the day to end. One more minute, one more smile. Let's stay here just a while. Years from now I won't remember what we planned or where we went. I'll remember you looking up instead of at your phone. The view we didn't photograph still feels close somehow. Every little piece of that day finds me even now. The view we didn't photograph quite warm and true. Some memories are beautiful because they stayed with you. The view we didn't photograph. One last look before we go. Some places never leave us, even when we let them go. The view we didn't photograph still belongs to us. You smiled first, before the coffee came, like you already knew nothing had to change. Morning found the window covered up with light. Everything felt softer than it did last night. We talked about tomorrow, then forgot the plans. Somewhere in the middle we stopped checking time. Don't hurry, stay here, we're already home. You smiled first before I did. That's the moment I still live in. You smiled first, nothing more, just a quiet afternoon worth remembering for. You smiled first, maybe that's enough. Some memories begin without trying too much. People pass beside us without slowing down. We were busy watching sunlight on the ground. The music stayed between us, never loud enough to interrupt the silence we both seemed to love. Every little heartbeat moved a little slow. Funny how an ordinary day can quietly glow. One more song, one more smile. Stay here a little while. Maybe happiness looks like this. Nothing special, nothing new. for this little song. You smile first, and time slowed down. The evening train from Wengen disappears beyond the hills. Golden light across the windows. Everything grows still. The station slowly quiets. Footsteps fade away. Only mountain air is dancing at the end of day. A warm cup in my hands. Sky begins to glow. Sometimes all the finest moments never need to show. The valley breathes beneath me, peaceful, calm and white. Like the world has found a rhythm I don't need to hide. Stay a little longer, watch the daylight fade. Every quiet heartbeat feels beautifully made. The evening train from Wengen leaves without a sound, but every little memory still lingers all around. The evening train from Wengen, golden in the sky. Somewhere every ending teaches us to fly. The evening train from Wengen, I'll remember this, like the sunlight resting on the mountain cliffs. Shadows climb the rooftops, soft against the stone. Every window glows like a place I've always known. The breeze moves through the pine trees, slowly through the air. Silence feels like music waiting everywhere. Another day is ending without asking why. Somehow every goodbye makes tomorrow brighter. The mountains keep their promise, standing proud and true. Every road may lead away, but part of me stays too. Take this little moment, keep it close somehow. Tomorrow will be waiting, only here is now. Maybe every journey leaves a light behind. Maybe every sunset stays inside the mind. Maybe every mountain knows our quiet dreams long before we notice what happiness can mean. The evening train from Wengen, rolling through the light. Every peaceful memory shines a little brighter tonight. The evening train from Wengen, though I say goodbye, part of me will always watch these mountains shine. The evening train from Wengen, until we meet once more. Every ending opens another quiet door. The evening train from Wengen, see you with the sunrise somewhere down the line. You turn another page without a single word. The cafe felt quieter than I'd ever heard. The afternoon grew softer, light across the floor. Neither one of us was counting anymore. Outside someone laughed, then faded down the street. Inside every little silence sounded kind and sweet. Don't close the book, not yet. Stay here. One more page before we leave. Some stories don't need endings to make us believe. One more page, one more smile. Let's stay inside this moment just a little while. One more page, that's enough to make an ordinary day feel like love. ripples on the edge of your cup. Funny how the smallest things are the ones we never lose. Evening found the windows covered up with gold. Some memories stay warm long after coffee grows cold. Take your time, don't rush, everything can wait. Years from now, maybe we'll forget what book we read, but not the way this afternoon felt. One more page, one more day. If we ever come back here, we'll find the same cafe. One more page, one more song. Some quiet afternoons stay with us this long. One more page, that's enough to remember us. One more page, let's read a little longer. Reflections on Lake Oeschinen. Morning blue has turned to gold. The water keeps every color better than the stories told. A quiet breeze across the shoreline moves the grass from side to side. Every little wave reminds me there's no reason left to hide. Mountains standing in the distance, watching every passing cloud. Somehow even in the silence, nothing feels too loud. Slow it down, look around. Every heartbeat finds its place. Reflections on Lake Oeschinen, floating with the light. Every little shimmer makes the world feel bright. Reflections on Lake Oeschinen, soft against the sky. Every peaceful moment teaches me to fly. Reflections on Lake Oeschinen, stay with me today. Let this quiet feeling never fade away. Tiny flowers by the pathway catch the afternoon sun. Every color feels a little closer than before. Someone rows a little farther, leaving circles on the lake. Watching every ripple gently fade away. I don't need to fill the silence, I don't need another view. Everything I'm searching for is already here with you. Nothing missing, nothing more. Only this, only now. Maybe peace is not a place, maybe peace is how we see. Light upon the water, light inside of me. Every mountain, every breeze keeps another memory. Reflections on Lake Oeschinen, crystal calm and true. Every little heartbeat feels completely new. Reflections on Lake Oeschinen, every changing shade leaves another quiet memory. of this blue water will always come along. Reflections on Lake Oeschinen until another quiet afternoon. You played four simple chords, then stopped before the end, smiled and said, "We'll finish it someday." The room was full of evening, the windows caught the gold. Funny how unfinished things can still feel whole. Coffee cooled beside the notebook, neither one of us looked down. The melody kept floating without making a sound. Leave it there. Some songs need the air. The song we never finished still plays in my mind. Every missing little piece feels perfectly aligned. The song we never finished never asked for more. Maybe that's the reason I still hear it now. The song we never finished found keep on playing softly long after that day. You hummed. Sunday found us by the window, watching people come and go. Neither one of us was rushing. There was nowhere else to know. Morning light across the table slowly reached your cup of tea. You were smiling at the silence like it had a melody. Every page you turned so gently, every word you chose to say made an ordinary morning feel a little less the same. Outside someone rode a bicycle, children laughed across the square. We just let the world keep moving while we stayed exactly there. Take your time, nothing's waiting. Stay a little here with me. The way you looked at Sunday made it feel brand new, like the world had all the time to wait for me and you. The way you looked at Sunday, soft without a sound. Every little ordinary moment felt somehow profound. The way you looked at Sunday stayed with me all day. Some memories are quiet, but they never fade away. The coffee wasn't perfect, neither was the weather. Still I wouldn't trade that morning for another altogether. You pointed at the passing clouds, trying to find their shapes. I laughed because you always did the little things that way. The music from the corner cafe barely filled the air. Still it wrapped around the room like it belonged there. Golden light became the afternoon, shadows crossed the floor. Funny how the smallest moments always leave us wanting more. One more story, one more smile. Let's stay here just a while. Here looked at Sunday still feels close somehow, like a little piece of sunlight living with me now. The way you looked at Sunday, simple, warm and true. Sometimes all a heart remembers is a quiet day with you. The way you looked at Sunday, if we meet again, let's leave the clocks behind us. Just like way back then, the way you looked at Sunday was enough to slow the world. You left the light on by the window, like you knew I looked that way. Even after we stopped talking, it felt like something chose to stay. Coffee cooled beside the notebook, neither one of us moved first. We kept listening to the silence like we'd practiced it for years. Someone opened up the front door, a little breeze came drifting in. You smiled without a single reason, so I smiled right back again. The afternoon kept getting softer, golden shadows crossed the floor. Funny how the smallest moments always leave us wanting more. Take it slowly, don't rush home. This little moment feels enough. You left the light on long after sunset, like a quiet promise neither of us said. You left the light on, waiting in the dark. Some memories keep shining long after they start. You left the light on just for one more night. Maybe that's the reason everything felt right. Outside people hurried somewhere, buses disappeared from sight. Inside all we heard was laughter fading softly through the night. You reached over for your coffee, then forgot it with a smile. We kept talking about nothing for another little while. The room grew calm around us, music settled in the air. Even time seemed almost certain it could wait for us right there. When the evening touched the windows, blue replaced the afternoon. Neither one of us imagined how we'd miss this moment soon. Stay a little, one more song, no one's waiting. Stay a while. Years from now I'll still remember the warm light by the window. Not because it changed the evening, but because it changed me. You left the light on, now I understand why the quiet evenings stay so close at hand. You left the light on, nothing had to change. Ordinary moments never feel the same. You left the light on, if we meet once more, leave the window glowing like you did before. You left the light on, and somehow so did my heart. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen slips across the valley floor. Golden rays embrace the mountains like they've done forevermore. Waterfalls awaken softly, silver threads against the stone. Clouds drift gently through the highlands, making every peak their home. Tiny wooden homes grow brighter, window boxes bloom in red. Fresh bread rises from the bakery as the village wakes ahead. Church bells echo through the morning, clear against the alpine sky. Every sound feels calm and gentle, like the world is passing by. Nothing rushes, nothing calls, only sunlight, only mountains, only peace. stories yet untold. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, crystal skies above. Every breeze becomes a promise wrapped in peace and love. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, where the heart can finally see. Sometimes all we really need is simple beauty, set us free. Wildflowers cover open meadows, yellow, violet, white and blue. Morning dew upon their petals, shining like the sky broke through. A mountain train climbs slowly upward, crossing bridges made of stone. Every passenger grows silent, watching beauty all alone. Cows are grazing in the distance, tiny bells ring soft and clear, blending with the flowing river like a song I've always heard. Every winding little pathway leads to somewhere calm and kind, leaving busy days behind us, one slow breath at a time. Every sunrise feels familiar, yet somehow completely new. The mountains never hurry, neither should we. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, painting every field with gold, turning quiet little moments into stories yet untold. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, crystal skies above. Every breeze becomes a promise wrapped in peace and love. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, every step reminds me why the simplest kinds of happiness never need to try. One more morning, one more sunrise, one more quiet cup of coffee, watching shadows slowly wander across the valley green. No grand adventure, no destination, only gratitude for being here, where every ordinary morning feels extraordinary. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, every mountain softly glows, every waterfall keeps singing only what the valley knows. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, holding all the light, like a page I'll keep forever, long beyond tonight. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, thank you for today. Every peaceful little memory will never fade away. The waterfalls keep falling, the church bells keep ringing, the wildflowers keep dancing, the morning carries on. Morning light over Lauterbrunnen, until we meet again with another sunrise in another beautiful season. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, the mountains catch the early light. I open up the wooden window and breathe the cool blue morning sky. Coffee warms my hands in silence. A waterfall begins to shine. The valley wakes without a hurry, like it's keeping perfect time. Wildflowers lean into the sunlight, tiny drops of morning dew. Every color feels much brighter, every view completely new. A train appears beyond the hillside, rolling softly through the green, like a postcard slowly moving inside a waking dream. Every closer to the view. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, everything is glowing now. The mountains where the light so gently, like a promise somehow. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, every step feels free. I think this little corner has been waiting here for me. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, every breath reminds me why the simplest kind of happiness can fill an open sky. A bicycle beside a flower shop, fresh bread on the wooden shelf. Someone waves across the village like they've always known themselves. Church bells ring beyond the rooftops, mixing with the birds above. Even quiet conversations carry little notes of love. The river runs beside the pathway, crystal clear beneath the sun. Children laugh along the bridge, their brand new day has just begun. The clouds drift over snowy mountains, never asking where to go, teaching me that maybe living can be slower than I know. Nothing here is borrowed, nothing feels too fast. Maybe all the best days simply learn to last. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, everything is glowing now. The mountains where the light so gently, like a promise somehow. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, every smile feels true. Even ordinary mornings can become brand new. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, holding all this light like a photograph, I'll carry long beyond tonight. Maybe happiness is smaller than we always thought. Maybe all we ever needed couldn't quite be bought. One warm cup of coffee, one familiar song, one beautiful beginning to carry us along. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, the waterfalls still sing. The valley keeps on blooming just like every spring. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, thank you for today. I'll remember every sunrise long after I walk away. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, when tomorrow calls, I'll still hear this peaceful morning echo through these hills. The mountains keep their silence, the river keeps its song, the sunlight keeps on dancing, and life keeps moving on. Golden morning in Lauterbrunnen, until we meet again. Emerald afternoon, light is dancing on the lake. Every wave reflects the sky, too beautiful to imitate. The breeze moves through the quiet trees, slowly past the wooden pier. Everything feels softer now, like the world has disappeared. I don't need to chase tomorrow. I don't need another plan. Just this little piece of silence held inside my hands. Take a breath, stay a while. Let the water slow your mind. Emerald afternoon, shining on the lake. Every little ripple feels like one more memory to make. Emerald afternoon, soft against the sky. Every quiet moment feels too beautiful to pass me by. Emerald afternoon, hold me here today. Maybe peace was waiting just a little further on my way. The white sail moves across the water, leaving silver lines behind. Tiny echoes from the shoreline fade into the mountain lights. Someone closes up a novel, someone smiles without a word. Even silence tells a story if you stop long enough to hear. The sunlight changes every color, from turquoise into gold. Somewhere in this quiet afternoon, my restless heart lets go. Nothing more, nothing less, only now, only this. Maybe every journey needs a place like this, where the world grows quiet without asking anything, where the mountains meet the water and time moves gently on. Emerald afternoon, everything feels bright. Every little heartbeat finds a softer kind of light. Emerald afternoon, I'll remember you. Every peaceful reflection, every changing shade of blue. Emerald afternoon, when I leave this place, part of me will always carry this embrace. Emerald afternoon, until the water calls me